Thank you. Thank you. First of all, I want to thank all the members of the press for giving us the opportunity to express our anger and express to all the citizens of New York City what we are going through. It is very important for this democratic process for every candidate to be able to express themselves and share their own vision of this city. And 50 years ago, a young pastor in Washington, D.C. shouted loud, this very same day, 50 years ago, that he had a dream. It is sad and shameful that 50 years after this powerful speech, another group of people have to come together. Maybe not the African American community, but another ethnic, another group who belong to this city who are suffering from the Jim Crow law era. Although President Lincoln was the one who fought to abolish slavery, it was Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King, the one who fought to end the discrimination that his people were suffering under the Jim Crow law. That dream came to a reality to many Americans. And today we are proud to say that we have the first African American president, our President Barack Obama. However, today, 50 years later, there is another group of people who still have a dream that has been silenced and mute by many powerful people in this city. Today we have another reverend, another doctor in theology, trying to guide a group that in many ways are victims of discrimination and humiliation in this city. As Latino, my father came to this city in 1926, and he experienced all the difficulty that the Puerto Rican community and all the Latino community went through in this city. My father's dream started when I was born in 1970 in these precious cities in the Bronx County. He teaches me to be proud of who I am and be proud of what I represent. For more than 25 years, I have served this city, helping the most vulnerable one, people with problems of use and abuse of drugs and alcohol, broken families, and for the last 15 years, with those who our society calls aliens or undocumented immigrants. I have mentioned many times, my friends, and I will repeat it again this morning, slavery is not abolished. Slavery has been transferred to a sector of our race, of our Latino community, who came to America with a dream that start to become a nightmare for most of them. Latino who are society labeled as undocumented, aliens, mojado, or many undesired nicknames. I understand, my friend, that this doesn't bring vote. Many people told me, don't talk about them because that's not gonna bring you vote. But let me tell you, we have 987,000 Latino registered in this city. Latino who can vote and will vote on September 10, and we will bring justice for this other sector of our Latino community. We will bring justice by electing a Latino mayor who's going to care for all the inhabitants of this precious city, and that Latino mayor, my friend, is Erick Salgado. But how difficult it is for a reverend like me to be able to come from the private sector and challenge this career politician. The idea of our founder father was for everyone, any citizen, any New Yorker, to be able to come from the private sector and serve in our government. And then after, Our service was completed to retire and return to the private sector. However, the system that we have in our city make it difficult to any citizen to actually serve in our government. The Quinnipiac University has continuously and repeatedly discriminating us by excluding us from their pool of questionnaire. Out of the 7 Democratic candidates, they decide to exclude only me from this poll. Even though the Siena and the Marist poll put us 100% in top of South Albany and almost tied with the city controller, Jean-Luc. We present a complaint in court, and the argument that they presented, I refer to the Quinnipiac University, to the court was that they only include in this poll people who held and elect or were elected to an office before. Clearly, this is not only a lie, because they had John Castamatiri with a 37% in the Republican poll, but he was never elected to an office before either. Maybe the difference between John Cash, which I don't have nothing against him, is that he has $7 billion more than Erick Salgado. But this is not the dream that Martin Luther King Jr. was talking about 50 years ago. This is a nightmare. This is a disgrace. Then ABC and Univision exclude me from their forum because I did not raise enough money to participate from the city matching fund program. However, the controller of our city, he didn't participate from the matching fund either, and he was still in this, including this forum. Clearly, they discriminate me for financial reason, even though I was the candidate who was able to raise the most money among the Latino community, 20% in top of my closer opponent. But they still discriminate us. In the last televised forum, the discrimination was so vivid that I got many phone calls, email, tweet, Facebook from all New Yorkers expressing their anger. Not only the Latino community, all the New Yorkers expressing their anger for the shamefully way that David Shem from the Daily News treated me in this forum. That is why I was not surprised that the very next day the Daily News endorsed one of my opponents. Even yesterday, the discrimination is so clear. When I won the stickball game organized by Curtis Levat, and yet David Shen from the Daily News referred to me as a long shot. But this time, my friend, he was correct. It was a very long shot. 180 feet. I was the champion of this contest, and they had to include me in all the major paper of this city. But yet, who comes in the picture? Not the champion, Erick Salgado, but other candidates that some of them not even couldn't find the ball or hit it with a stickball bat. But let me tell you, it is clear the discrimination in this country. They discriminate me for financial reason. They discriminate me from political reason. They discriminate me for my ideologically, because I'm the only social conservative in this race, Democrat, Republican, or Independent for the first time in history. It is a Latino, the one who stands up for family value. But that swing, my friend, is just the beginning of what we are going to observe on September 10, when all the decent New Yorkers are going to elect a mayor based not only in his ability to talk, but in his ability to work and serve all his people. In September 10, my friend, We are going to fulfill the Latino dream to have the first Latino mayor of this city, a mayor who's going to serve all New Yorkers and bring progress, prosperity to our city. My friend, on September 10, elect Erick Salgado as your new mayor, as your friend in City Hall. God bless you all. God bless you all. Edwin pregunta si tiene la prensa pregunta. Campaign manager. Edwin.
Does the press have any questions?
You compared some of your struggles to those of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Do you look at the struggles as being similar?
Of course, it's a civic action movement, what we have over here. It's a revolution. Our Latino community have been discriminated. Nobody can deny that. My father came here in 1926. We have a huge sector, more than 11 million undocumented immigrants. Most of them are Latino, and they are here because the government allowed them to be here. They want them here, but they want them similar with the African American then, without rights, and that's not fair. I'm going to fight for that. Slavery, once again, is not abolished. Slavery has been transferred for a sector of the Latino community.
But are you comparing being excluded from a poll and being excluded from a debate with civil rights?
No, I told you something. He asked me a question about a part of my speech. This is a big picture.
I asked you a question.
Yes, I understand. I'm going to get to you. I'm going to get to you. I'm talking about all the discrimination that the different sector, but you have to concentrate in the demographics and the sub-demographic. We are Latino, no matter if we are from Puerto Rico, Dominican, if you are resident citizen or undocumented. We are Latino. We feel the pain. We feel a shared pain. And yes, I've been discriminated for political reason. I have been discriminated for financial reason. I have been discriminated for my ideological reason. And I don't want to think that I'm being discriminated because I'm Latino. I didn't say that part.
Are those comparable? Are you comparing the discrimination that you say that you have faced with the poll and the debate, the kind of discrimination that was faced by Martin?
Of course, discrimination is unacceptable no matter what kind of discrimination you're talking about.
Any other questions?
We cannot label discrimination. Discrimination is just unacceptable.
Are you still pursuing the lawsuit against Quinnipiac?
We are talking to our lawyer. We probably will drop it because our main purpose on this lawsuit was for them to actually include us in the poll, but the court give us a reschedule for September 10. By September 10, I don't need this lawsuit anymore.
Erick, querido, Nueva York está contigo. Erick, querido, Nueva York está contigo. Erick, querido, Nueva York está contigo.
Any other question?
No other questions?
Quiero, en primer lugar, ahora hablar español. You don't mind if I speak Spanish, right? Quiero hablar español, quiero agradecer a todos los miembros de la prensa que están aquí. Como hispano me siento orgulloso de ser hispano y de poder estar en esta contienda democrática representando a los 2.4 millones de hispanos que tenemos en la ciudad. Ciertamente hemos presentado esta queja discriminatoria porque es muy real. Nosotros somos el único candidato de los 7 candidatos demócratas que ha sido excluido de los cuestionarios que ha obtenido la Universidad Quinnipiac. Entonces, ¿cómo nuestros porcentajes pueden subir si no nos están incluyendo? Mucha gente que son nuestros seguidores han tenido la gran queja que cuando vienen a llamarlo, incluyen a todos los candidatos, incluyendo candidatos que están por debajo de mí en el Partido Demócrata, ya que seguimos subiendo y otros siguen bajando y no nos dan a nosotros la oportunidad de estar. Cuando fuimos a la corte, el argumento que Quinnipiac University presentó fue que ellos solamente incluyen en estos cuestionarios, en estas encuestas, a personas que han sido electas al gobierno, a alguna oficina del gobierno anteriormente. claramente esto no solamente es una mentira, ya que ellos tienen a John Castamatiri con un 37% en las encuestas del Partido Republicano, sino que también es una discriminación por razones políticas, porque nunca he estado en la política, no me quieren incluir en el cuestionario. La idea de los fundadores de nuestra patria era que cualquier ciudadano de la ciudad de Nueva York, cualquier neoyorquino pudiera salir del sector privado y entrar y servir en el gobierno, luego retirarse y regresar al sector privado. Eso es muy difícil porque el sistema lo ha convertido muy difícil. En estos días ABC y Univision nos excluyeron de un debate y la razón que presentaron fue porque yo no levanté suficiente dinero para participar de los fondos o los recursos que provee la ciudad bajo el programa Matching Fund. Mas, sin embargo, el controlador de la ciudad tampoco participó de este programa y a él sí lo incluyeron. Vemos aquí que vívidamente me discriminaron por razones financieras y puedo decir que también me excluyen por mi forma conservadora en cuanto a los valores tradicionales. Yo creo que es de importancia a todos los neoyorquinos que entendamos que todos debemos respetar, respaldar y salvaguardar nuestro sistema democrático. Nuestra gente ha sido discriminada. Mi padre llegó de Santurce, Puerto Rico en el año 1926 y él me contaba todas las tragedias que pasaron los hispanos en esta ciudad. Es increíble y patético que 50 años después que un reverendo joven afroamericano en Washington tuvo el gran discurso que todavía repercute en nuestros corazones de yo tuve un sueño, haya otro grupo, en esta ocasión no los afroamericanos, sino los hispanos, todavía siendo discriminados, humillados y también silenciados en esta ciudad. Nosotros no vamos a ser silenciados. ABC nos excluyó. Todos nos han excluido, pero nosotros seguiremos hacia adelante. En el pasado debate televisado, la discriminación fue tan vivida que mucha gente me escribió correos electrónicos, me escribió en Facebook, me escribió en diferentes formas, dejándome saber el repudio a la forma que David Chen, el reportero del Daily News, me trató. Sin embargo, no fue para mi sorpresa que el día después este mismo periódico, el Daily News, endosara a uno de mis oponentes. Nosotros no vamos a ser silenciados. La discriminación ha sido tan grande que aún ayer nosotros ganamos el torneo que puso en práctica Curtis Sliva de stickball. Metimos un jonrón de 180 pies de distancia, 40 pies por encima de Lota y sobre 160 pies por encima de Bill Thompson. El jonrón que metimos, sin embargo, todavía nos llaman en una forma despectiva en el Daily News. Pero yo quiero decirle a todos los que estamos aquí que ese jonrón de 180 pies es el preludio del jonronazo que vamos a meter el 10 de septiembre cuando todos los neoyorquinos decentes salgan a votar por Erick Salgado.
Es una traición, la discriminación. Es una traición, la discriminación. Es una traición, la discriminación. Es una traición.
No sé si hay alguien de la prensa hispana que quiera hacer alguna pregunta.
¿El 10 de septiembre vuelve el sueño americano?
El 10 de septiembre vuelve el sueño americano para un sector que todavía no ha podido soñar. Los latinos que hemos estado trabajando, que según la historia, los primeros latinos que llegaron aquí no fue en los 20, en los 30, en los 40. Cuando Juan Ponce de León descubrió a Norteamérica, habían dos mujeres puertorriqueñas, porque Juan Ponce de León cuando descubrió a Norteamérica, descubriendo a Florida, no venía de España, venía de Puerto Rico y ya habían dos mujeres puertorriqueñas latinas ahí, así que nosotros pertenecemos a esta ciudad. The Latino people are not here from the 20 or the 30. We are not newcomer. When Juan Ponce de León discovered North America, he had two Puerto Rican ladies coming with him in his ship. Because Juan Ponce de León, when he discovered North America, he was not coming from Spain. He was actually coming from Puerto Rico. We are not a newcomer. We belong in this city, and we're gonna also contribute to this city by electing the first Latino mayor this upcoming September 10th in this election. Thank you so much.